You go. All right. Thanks again, Kamala, for hopping on the call with me. I greatly appreciate it. So first question for you is, can you take me back to the moment that got you started on your digital marketing journey and your journey with the Digital Growth Mastermind?
Absolutely. And thank you for having me. I'm so happy I'm here. So basically how it got started was I am a staff nurse by profession.
Uh-huh.
But since I had my child in 2014, I've been just working 2 days and obviously 2 days salary,
Uh-huh.
inflation and all that stuff. I was struggling financially. So I was trying to find a way to make money from home
Mhm.
because with my schedule and my husband's schedule, I could not go back to a full-time job. And to me, it didn't make sense me working like, other part-time job or like, paying that for childminders. I was like, what for, So I was happy to be a mom, like, and just a part-time staff nurse, but at the same time, I was struggling financially. That's when I started to look for a way to make money from home. I tried so many stuff, to be honest, like, because I didn't had any clue. I didn't know about an online business or whatsoever. So I went into YouTube, typed like, okay, how to make money from home.
Mhm.
Uh, so the first thing it came was like Amazon. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good. I was like 1 hour video, started with Amazon, got a product from China ads, the training was showing. I invested actually in Jungle Scout and all of the stuff.
Uh-huh.
And at the end, I got a sample and it was so bad. I was like, okay, that's not me. And then paid ads and all other stuff, like all the moving parts. I'm like, okay, I don't have that much time as a busy mom. Then I went into email marketing and didn't have a clue what I was doing because I have no background of business. And in that one, it was teaching us solo ads. So I paid like $300 for, I think, 500 email lists. It's been a while. So
Uh-huh.
about 70 opt-in, no one bought. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I was so frustrated at that point. And one girl from Aweber, one of the hosting things, sent me a message saying, how's your business going? And I almost cried. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
And she introduced me to the organic marketing, right? I was like, oh, okay, something like this existed. I wish I knew before.
Mhm.
So I started doing high ticket affiliate marketing. Initially, I was very skeptical with investing because I already invested in email marketing and Amazon and all that stuff. But I had to because then I couldn't do anything. Like, with $7 course, I was trying to make 10K, which didn't work.
Mhm.
With high ticket, it was okay actually, but the strategy I was learning was not the attraction marketing. It was like sending DMs, bringing people on the call, spending lots of time on call, which I hated because I don't have much time with my kids, and I
Right.
just didn't like sending messages to people. That's when I saw about Legacy Builder program. 2 hours work day, no crypto, no MLM,
Mhm.
100% profit. I'm like, what is this? It
Mhm.
was quite like I was skeptical to be honest. Uh, but there was a girl who was repeatedly posting that on Facebook with the screenshot of, all the testimonials. And
Uh-huh.
I was very interested. So I asked that lady, like, what is it? Can you give me details? So she invited me into a webinar, and I was like, okay, I've spent so much anyways, why not give it a try? So I joined Digital Growth Community and Legacy Builder program. Oh my God, that's when my mind blew off. My business took off
Uh-huh.
because I felt more aligned with it now because I wasn't sending people DMs or bringing them on the call. My goal to make fast 10K became reality. Like, literally, like, people were buying from my automation system or sending tons of messages. And that's when, Michelle announced about the mastermind. I was like, you know what, I'm in. Like, with digital growth community, grew so much. I was like,
Mhm.
I need to be in. So that's how I joined Digital Mastermind, and I'm so happy that I'm in this community. I'm learning so much, although like I didn't had much time to implement everything because there's so much, like but growth-wise, like I'm so happy, I did that. And I would like honestly, um, how would I say, like I would really want everyone to join this, honestly, because the growth you'd get, it's just like, you cannot imagine really, like, Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a long story. Sorry.
No, no, you're fine. That's great. It's good. I love it. And and I think a lot of people, can relate to it as well as the thing, right?
Mm,
Because you hear so much stories about people who have been in previous companies, right?
yeah.
Whether it be with like the affiliates or, something else or a different MLM. Um,
Hmm.
and it's like, oh, well, I've tried so many things and nothing's working for me.
Yeah.
And the great thing about this is, yeah, it's, 100% profit for yourself. And it isn't an MLM, and I think one of the best things about it is that it is, most of your sales and, marketing, it is organic, right? So it's like you don't
Great.
have to pay for anything on that, right? You just use your basic social media and you can be up and running. It's as simple as that, which I
Great.
really love as well.
Indeed.
So, aside from wanting to build or, make another income stream for yourself and for your family, was there anything else that you were kind of craving at that point? So, maybe some, time freedom or impact, stability, anything like that?
At the beginning of my journey, I mean, I'll be very honest with you. At the beginning of my journey, I didn't think of impact or whatever because I didn't have a clue. I doubted myself so much because I'm a shy person. Like, I'm very shy. I'm introverted. I didn't have no knowledge or skill. I didn't think I could do this business, so I didn't think of impact. I wanted to earn extra 500 to £1,000 so that I could afford everything that I needed for my kids, my family. I'm from Nepal, so I'm, supporting families back home as well. So
Right.
initially that was my goal, like just to earn extra 500 to £1,000. But now everything changed. Like, now I can see, how much I've grown from this business. And I want to show other people as well who is living like me, like living far from family on part-time salary or maybe no salary because of the kids. I want to show them how we can, as a parent, can have this business work around your busy schedule and have that both time freedom and financial freedom. Like, we can achieve whatever we dream of, and this business has made it reality and can happen for them as well. So yeah, now I can think about impact and all that stuff, but beginning nothing.
Yeah, no, and that's okay. You know, and it's great too because, like you say, you don't have to be, a certain one way or the other. You can be introverted and do this. You could be extroverted and do this, right?
Yeah,
Either way, if
absolutely.
you are, introverted, it does help you, kind of build that confidence to get out there, talk to
Mhm.
others. It does so much more in, your personal life than I think
Yeah.
we expect, right? As far as building those different skills and building that confidence within yourself, which is really amazing as well.
Mhm.
So, who would you say that you're building this for, really?
For now, I'm building this business for those working parents who are struggling with their time and finances. Because I know being a parent, I was struggling financially. Yes, I had a bit of time, but being a nurse, I was working on social hour. So
Mhm.
that meant, like, my kids were at home, I was working, and that's painful, because like weekends is such a nice weather. They have something going on, they don't have money. And me at the work thinking about the kids, it was painful. 5 days, yes, I'm there, but we don't have to be like that, right? So I want to show them, like, we can not sacrifice and have, everything we want to have in our life. And for those parents, I know some parents who are working full time and they're sacrificing their time away from their kids because they don't know other way to make income, so they're not there for their kids when they need to. And especially like when I go for my kids' assembly and things like that, those kids whose parents are not there, it's so painful to look at their face. And I'm proud that, I can be there for them, but I want their parents to be there as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And for those moms, who are staying at home, struggling financially because they could not go to work. Again, I was that, I could not go full-time job because of my kids. They can stay home, enjoy all that motherhood or parenthood and still have financial stability as well. So I would say, like, all busy parents, that's, my goal,
yeah.
that
No, I
change their
love
life.
that. Yeah, no, that's great. And, I can relate too, because excuse me, I have two small children of my own, right? And so there was a point in time where it was, the same thing. It's like, sure, I was working and making money, but it was at the cost of missing like out on my children's school events and like sporting events. And it's like you
Yeah.
said, like that's really tough, right? Being at work and it's like knowing that you are providing for your children, but it's like also knowing that, oh, I'm missing out on like the important things, right? Because they
Mhm.
only get to do those things like once, right? And then it's gone.
No.
So it's like not being able to see those like or be a part of those memories is it's very hard for any parent, you know?
Indeed. I also share one of my like real story in my TikTok lives and things like that. Honestly, as I said, I'm shy, like, and introverted. First time I went to my daughter's assembly,
Mhm.
school assembly, she was so shy and introverted. I was shocked, I felt like I was seeing me in the mirror. In the assembly, she did not look at me. She was looking on the floor, she was mumbling, and I was like, oh my God, and I was like, I kind of, supported her, motivated her, pushed her, and now she's one of the confident girl in the class.
Yeah,
And I was like, if I wasn't there in that first assembly, I would never have known she's just like me. Now
right.
because I was there, I could change her. And that's not only my kid, there will be so many parents that missing those moments, and their kids are missing that, motivation and bit of, support.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And it's important, and it helps too. Like,
Mhm.
also, the good thing about this is like your kids see those little incremental changes in you happening, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, it's like when you gain confidence, they gain confidence, right?
Mhm.
So it's like you
Yeah.
guys are kind of just like growing on this journey together, which is amazing as well.
Yeah.
What would you say is different about you now compared to when you had first joined the DG community?
Oh, again, like before I joined DG community, I was stressed and overwhelmed. I was at the point I was about to give my online business, but because I could not go full-time job, I could not just leave it and go. So I was struggling. I didn't know what to do. I was trying to find other ways, right? Because I was fed up with sending so many messages. I hated it. Like I just hate sliding into other DMs, and that
Right.
was a strategy I was taught. And that's when I found this. So I'm a complete different person. Now, I manage my work like, three pieces of content, going live for 1 hour, and I'm done. I'm building my community now. That's taking maybe half an hour or 1 hour extra. But that's okay. That's extra stuff. But, I can manage my work just 2 hours a day, and being able to make money on holidays, going out and about, it's just a game changer. Whereas before, if I was working actively, it was working. If I stopped, my business stopped as well. I didn't have automation system because I'm not a technical person. It was all through profile funnel. That's what I was taught, right? So that I didn't have the system in place.
Right.
Whereas now I have system running for me 24/7, which is so reassuring. I can just enjoy my life knowing that my system is working for me. I don't have to worry about it. Like, it's completely transformed my life.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. I love that. So what, oh, excuse me. What would you
Okay.
say you're most proud of accomplishing so far?
Oh gosh. What? I have few things. I think, again, like, I think the most thing, how would I say? The first thing would be I have created so many people in my Nepalese community, digital marketer and successful digital marketer. In Nepalese community, there was so lack of awareness, like, how there was lack of awareness about this business. And
Mhm.
I know there are lots of Nepalese worldwide spreading around for money, right? Working abroad. But when I joined Digital Growth Community, I was like, it was 10,000 people back then in December 2023. And I was checking for some Nepalese to like, connect, how you feel. I was like, okay, let's see who is Nepalese in there. Literally two people, me and one girl from America. I was like, oh my God, so where are other people then, right?
Mhm.
And that's when I was like, let me just try a Nepalese content and see whether there's any interest. I tried one video in my own language and there was like so much interest. I was like, wow, okay. It's not that they are not interested, it's just they don't know, this
Mhm.
opportunity, right? So I started creating content in Nepalese and I have so many people join this business with me, and so many people are getting so much success. So I think that's a big achievement for me because I feel like, I've kind of, how would I, not revolution, but revolution in Nepalese
Right.
digital space, right? Second thing that I'm very proud of is like, now I don't have to really say I don't have many, with
Mhm.
this business, I've done so many things I wanted to do it before. Like, I built a house in back home in Nepal. I refurbished my whole house. I took my kids to holiday 3 times last year,
Uh-huh.
just working few days. I don't even have 7 days a week to work because when I'm working as a nurse in hospital, I can't do this, right? So
Mhm.
2 days, I can't work. But because this business, you can put it in a draft, like you can pre-schedule it, it still
Right.
runs and it still works. So I think that's what I'm proud of. Like I can be my own boss and I can work on my own terms.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. I love that for you. And I think, sometimes it's like, right, I think most of the time most people get in it because they see, the income incentives from it. But
Mhm.
more than anything, it's like I think people just want to be able to do it on their own terms, right? And make money when they want. So that's, kind of provides the vehicle for that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, we talk a lot about, mindset and how important it is not only in business, but also just in everyday life. Um, was there a type of mindset that kind of made a big difference for you throughout this journey?
I think mindset wise, um, I had my investing mindset for sure. I'm a buyer. So I'm not like, I'm not scared with investing. Like,
Right.
if I feel like that investment will give me something in return, I would just jump in. So that was with me. I think initially I was scared, but later on,
Uh,
like, I was like, okay, that's part of me.
right.
But what changed is like, I think the mindset wise, because of this, especially mastermind,
Mhm.
um, I can see me doing everything that I need to become a 6 or 7 figure entrepreneur. Like, building that confidence, building my community on my own, be a leader, showing up every day in front of so many people
Mhm.
with confidence, that shy, introverted, busy, worried mom is not there anymore. Now I can see me like, bringing people with me, like getting them with me. I think that is the mindset I think I changed because before I was like, could I? There was lots of self-doubt.
Right.
But I think that self-doubt is kind of going
Mhm.
down and faded out. Hopefully will be gone very soon.
Yeah, no, and that's good. See, and like I tell people this all the time, right? It's like, yes, you learn the skills to, make another income for yourself, right? But also it's like it teaches you so much more than just that, right? Like mindset, just how to be confident and like all these other skills that I don't really think people realize like the value of them, right? And so it's like they didn't right like Mike and Michelle didn't have to go and teach all these things, but I think they saw like how important it is to your business, right? And how it can just kind of 10x everything. If you have all these other little things with the skills to make money, it makes a huge difference. Um,
Absolutely.
so let's fast forward a little bit, right? Let's say your community is growing, and it's where you want it to be. You're making the type of money that you want to make. What does your dream life look like when all that is happening?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I read a 4 hours a week work book. And I was like, oh, is it possible kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
Now, I wouldn't say 4 hours a week work, life, but I can see me working 3 hours a work day and enjoying my life on my own time, going on holidays with my kids, bringing my family from back home here, relaxing, living in a big house, my
Right.
dream house. I mean, I have list really like, I oh, so many things really. I want a gardener. I want a kid, like, a chef. I want a cleaner, all that stuff, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Like when my community gets to the place, like, 2 hours work, they will be there. And 1 hour would be like, I want to support those people who are with me. Like, 1 hour maybe almost every day, and 3 hours and rest is running on automation and hiring other people. And that would be my dream life, really.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. So what do you think it mean not only to you, but your family, your future, your legacy, when you actually pull this off?
Sorry, what do you mean? Can you just say it
Yeah,
again?
like once you've hit those big goals, right, and
Yes.
your kind of dream money and things like that, what do you think it mean to you and your family?
Oh God, it means well to me because again, at the moment, I would love to go back home as often as I could, but I cannot because it's so expensive.
Right.
Like we're going holiday next month. It cost us just the travel fare is like almost 4,800 pound,
Uh-huh.
which is a lot of money. And spending all that money on holiday as well, it's a lot of money, right? So that will be changed. I don't have to miss my parents or my siblings anymore because I could just travel, whenever I want, right? And same for them, they could come over with my husband as well, like, he's working overtime. He won't have to work overtime anymore. He could just like, either work part-time or maybe just get retired early. My kids, they can have all the things that they need to build their bright future, like
Right.
one-on-one mentoring or training and all that stuff, which I cannot afford at the moment. Yes, I'm sending them into different extracurricular activities, but there are like special one-to-one tutoring that you could, hire to make them even more effective, which at the moment I'm not doing it, that I think like it would be a game changer for
Mhm.
everyone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree 100%. So what would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned about yourself through this entire journey?
Um, I what I've learned is I know I can get overwhelmed now and then with the things, with life, with business, with
Mhm.
everything. But I never quit so far, like, in my journey. Yes, I've been down days, like, it's fine. Like, I don't quit and I can do it. I really can do it. I just need to keep pushing and trust the process and trust me.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good answer. Very good answer.
Thank
So,
you.
what advice would you give to someone who is maybe in the same position as you or scared to start with a program like this? What advice would you give that person?
I would say, yes, being scared is normal. Everyone gets scared. I was scared as well. Like my first investment, I remember I paid. I was like, oh my God, that's it. My money is gone. It's a scam. I lost the money. That nerves, it was hitting so hard. But after that investment, I think that made me confidence. Like, okay, if I hadn't invested in that first stuff, I would never have got to where I am now. So investment is really important if you want to grow in your life. Again, it's coming out of your comfort zone, right? Because investing as well, like, we want to keep that money in our bank, but is that money growing in your bank? Of course not. The interest rate you get is like point something percent, right? You're just making bank or other people like rich. You are always,
Uh-huh.
poor, right? You're still struggling. So I would say like stop being scared. I know it can be scary, but believe in yourself. Trust the process. It's for you. It's for your transformation. It will help you to grow to a person that you never thought that you would be, right? So I would say just get it done. And, not only just invest, but take action on what you invested and keep going. You'll get to where you want to be very soon.
Absolutely. No, it's great advice. I love that advice. So last question for you, Kamala. What
Mhm.
do you now know is possible?
Now I know that there is nothing in this world is impossible. Anything you want in your life is possible, but just by dreaming it's not going to happen, right? Because you need to take action, and the journey is, not going to be smooth either. You need to be realistic, uh, and you need to be willing to come out of the comfort zone. Then anything you want in your life is within your reach. Anything you want is possible for anyone.
Yes, absolutely. No, that's great. I love that. And I'm excited to, see your journey. And where you head up, you're doing a great job, right? I'm
Thank
excited,
you.
to see where it leads to, and
You.
hopefully we can hop back on one of these and you can tell us how you saw that major success and we can talk about that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited for your journey. Again, I thank you for hopping on the call with me. You did great.
Oh,
See,
thank you. Thank you so
yeah.
much for having me. I'm sorry. I must have mumbled a little bit, get
Yeah,
lost,
I would
right?
never have taken you for an extrovert, right? You're great. You're a great conversationalist. You're not shy by any means, so just keep up
Not
the good work.
anymore. I used to be, I promise. But I've overcome that. It's past now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I thank you again, Kamala, for hopping on with me.
Thank you
That's
so
all the
much.
questions I had for you, and thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex. Have a great day.
You too.